Hey guys, this is really cool. I got a few things to show you. I want to pick up from where I left off yesterday. I was sort of introducing the concept of how keyword difficulty exactly by itself tells us what it takes to rank for a keyword. And the best thing to understand about keyword difficulty, it means that when ranking for the keyword, the web pages that talk about the keyword need to be written well and different. Okay, can't be copies, can't be on the same website. It's got to be on different websites. But there you go. The rest of it is that you get backlinks from other topics that are similar but different. In other words, they're related topics, but not copies. So let me show you real quick, one more time, just a simple process for understanding what we're doing, because we are going to target all major keywords that have traffic nationwide with this pool option that we're doing. So take a look at one keyword, car accident attorney Albuquerque. Okay, there are 150 people coming here, and the cost per click is high enough to justify that anyone would rather get leads from us for less than $283 each, right? So if we're offering leads for $100 each, just to give you the idea, for people who are honestly searching, and we already know the difference between the humans and the bots and stuff. We can make that clear. It could be per call, right? The guys who call them. We can make it really easy for people to call when they land on our website. So the way to make that happen is we want to show up for this keyword as many as 10 times on the front page. We want to take as many spots as we can with totally different websites, okay? But we do have a keyword difficulty of 27. So in order to push a website up, we're going to need something like 42 to 45 other websites that also have a page talking about this in a different way each time, but linking to our top-end websites. Now, we don't want the same 42 websites linking to all 10 necessarily, so we're going to have a bigger stack of websites so that we can create a little more diversity through how the backlinks are spread out from different websites down here. So we're going to use like 164 or 168 websites instead of the 42 we need, so that we can spread the links evenly. Some will overlap and some won't at all. And that way you get a very, very natural backlinking curve going uphill for those top 10 to possibly show up next to each other. So how does that look? Well, first of all, this is not a grammatically correct keyword, right? Blah, 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 car accident attorney Albuquerque, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, capitalization's not going to be a problem. Google isn't going to mind that. But if you want to rank for car accident attorney Albuquerque, do you need to have the exact phrase? Or would Google rather give you the room for grammatical correctness? Well, let's take a look at the results. There are about 10 million results here. Go past the ads, okay, because they're ads, and go past the maps, and let's just start right at the top. Where does car accident attorney Albuquerque, a perfect keyword match, start? Not on that guy. He's not got it in here anywhere. Not in the title, not in the meta description. He's got the words, okay? He's got similar words, personal injury attorney, which Google understands to be the same thing in this case. Albuquerque, personal injury attorney. This guy's earned his spot up here for whatever reason. Now, these guys, Albuquerque car accident lawyers even, that's what they say in the blueprint. That's the page title, right? Now, they do have Albuquerque car accident attorney in the meta description. It's bolded because Google's bolding it, right? But the fact of the matter is, even that is grammatically correct. We don't see the first case until what? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the fifth guy down. Okay? Danelli Law Firm, car accident attorney, Albuquerque, personal, whatever it is. But this is the first time that we saw this use. Now, what about the next time we see it? Again, there's a lot of listings here, but we don't see it again until way, way, way down here. Okay, these guys, right? And then not again until like way down here. What's that mean? That you don't need to be exact for the keyword in that way. Go ahead and be grammatical. Go ahead and mix it up between accident and lawyer. Google's going to understand what the intent of the search is. Okay? and you can still rank because Google knows what that means, that people are ranking for. The words are flipped, but it's not grammatical. It just means the grammatical version is meant to be the same thing. So just by writing naturally, and we create page titles that use this in different ways smartly, then we're going to be in good shape. Now that we know that, let's go do it. So I'm going to show you the version in GPT because it's just easier to show you this way. Our software does this stuff for us automatically, so we don't do this manually like everybody else. They come in here and do this kind of thing one at a time. We don't have to. We built through the APIs to just automate the entire process. But take a look. Create 40 engaging web page titles that include or target the phrase car accident attorney Albuquerque using 7 words or less for each title. Find top car accident attorney in Albuquerque. No problem. Albuquerque's best car accident legal assistant. No problem. Now, see the variety? The variety means that we're not duplicating these things on every different web page we're going to write to. Because we are going to write not 40 titles, 162, for example. So we can do our mix and match thing up to the top 10. Okay? So what that means is we need like 162 that are very different, but still focused around the keyword, and that's exactly what we're doing here. And it works. We get great titles that Google will say yes to. Very few are out of spec. I mean, we'll just read through them because it doesn't take any time. Make sure that we're fine with them, or we'll have it generate some more for us, okay? Until we've got what we want. Piece of cake. So we just take these things, for example, copy them, paste them into a notepad, get rid of the double quotes, just replace double quotes with nothing, and then we copy everything that's in here, and what do? We come to our Excel file, and we just paste where we're going to start to create our article titles, right? So we're going to do that all the way down, like the 162 or however many it is, or 168 that we're going for all the way around, okay? Now that's neat. Do you get it? So each different website, each domain that we have in the list is going to have a page about that topic, that killer topic that gets traffic. Now what? We make sure that when it's writing, it uses this kind of phrasing in the writing so that the paragraphs themselves use this kind of terminology. Car accident attorney in Albuquerque. Down here, what do we got? Albuquerque car accident attorney, some for lawyer, all right, they're in here somewhere, because it's kind of mix and match. But yeah, like car accident lawyer in Albuquerque, right? In Albuquerque car accident lawyer and so on. So we're sticking close to the point, but we're doing it on a ton of websites. Okay, all of these websites are going to have these pages written, and I want to show you what that looks like back here again, okay? If I were to do it manually in GPT, I just want to show you an example, and I did it with 3.5 because it's fast. Ours writes with 4, which is even better. Write an engaging, SEO optimized web page for car accident attorney Albuquerque, for an attorney matching service that offers to help match you with a local car accident attorney who can help you maximize your compensation for personal injuries caused by another driver. Clear, right? Title. Find the best car accident attorney in Albuquerque. It just happens to do the titles for us. In our case, we create our titles through the API, so we're doing it as a separate mark. But it's the same idea. It got the point, and it created the title. What else? Meta description. You know what the meta description is, right? It's the small verbiage down here, right? So we care what this says. Now those are in the ads, down here, but nonetheless, we care what it says. So we want to make sure to put our phone number into the meta description sometimes, our company name sometimes, whatever it is. It's the name of the domain really, just requited to a company name that looks like a matching name for the domain name. Okay. Anyway, here's the point. We already have that process automated. So our process to create the meta description reads the backstory, this thing up here, and it looks at the title, this thing here, and it goes, okay, based on what we're supposed to be doing and what you came up with, I get it. So I'm going to create this part right here. Okay, that's the meta description. And then we got our page, and we tell it how many sections we want. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections. Some sections have bullet points. And the 5th section is really just a conclusion. It's the final section. By the way, I can continue generating because it didn't finish it. I just can finish it real quick. But through our API, it does finish. We make sure of it. So having said that, do you see that we just write it and it happens so fast? Watch this. Let me continue generating. Look at that. There you go. It finished the section just like that. Say I want another page. Okay? It's going to create the second page. Totally different than the first page. How many of these do I need again? About 168. Can it do, continue generating. Can it do 168 completely different pages wrapped around the theme? Absolutely. There's no limit. And through our API, that's exactly what we're doing. We are writing a different page onto every website, but it's not writing based on the same page title, right? It's writing based on whatever it is that we're, the difference in the page titles. But still, because of that, right? And we tell it what the company name is. We tell it what the phone number is, so it writes with all that information. Sometimes it puts a phone number in the meta description automatically. Sometimes a company name, because it's all up here in the backstory. And we can decide when it should show up in the title. So we do that. And what we wind up with is all of these different websites have their topics written to include those keywords. So the next step of our system, and that's the one that I was telling you about, we fixed it, improved upon it last night. Let me show you, okay? There are 3 tools here that matter. One is interlink content. I'm gonna put all those domains in here and say go, and in seconds, it will read all the paragraphs of each page, and wherever it sees wording that matches one of the page names, whether it's in the top menu or just somewhere else on the site, it will create a link to that page. So it'll link to the pages of the menu, and if we had like 100 pages on the website, but only 10 in the menu, the other 90 are just in the sitemap, then it'll link to those other 90 all throughout, just simply by matching the verbiage to the page name, right? That way we create this rich in-content linkage that Google loves, okay? I think you get the idea. So we can do that at the press of a button. Nobody can, as far as I'm aware. I don't know anyone who has automated ability to do that for hundreds of domains at once, like this, just like this. Paste in all the domains, hit go, and it'll take care of it. Like 100 pages times 100 domains, 10,000 pages. It'll go through all of them and create the internal linking for each website independently within its own website. That's not backlinks. It's not crossing the streams. It's not pointing at other websites. It's just creating content in the paragraphs that point to its own pages. And it knows to limit itself. Right now, the limit is set wherever we want in the Excel file. So we can say max 3 links per page. It'll only do 3 links per page, 5 links per page, 1 link per page. It's whatever we want. Which, by the way, before I forget, we created a page that allows us to download a list of all the pages for all the domains we put in. It'll download the list and give us all the pages and what the links are that are on them. That includes this interlinking to the same site. This is hyperlink, so it'll include that too. Hyperlink just means if you happen to have a link out to, let me show you, Anti-Fog for Sports, somewhere on one of these pages, I'm gonna see it right away. Aha. Oh, they gotta fix that one. I told them to fix it, they forgot. This is an easy thing to fix though. But here's the way it looks, right? So anywhere where when we're writing it happens to produce a link, okay, then it'll hyperlink it and it'll open it in a new tab. New tab, that means I can go back to the page, okay? So that's beautiful. See that? So that's called hyperlinking. And the phone number's next. They didn't do it with a phone number, but they'll add it soon. I'll just run it again and all the phone numbers will be hyperlinked. Okay. That's 2 kinds of links. Interlinking and hyperlinking. Then there's cross-linking. And this, I showed you yesterday, was one box. So you put in all your domains, hit go, and it would look for verbiage that would match any of the page names of any of those websites, and it would just cross-link. The only thing I don't like about that is the richer and more full we fill those pages out with similar pages, then it's going to wind up reciprocal linking. So that creates circles, right? Infinite loops for the bots. The bot goes to domain ABC, 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 ABC over and over again, or AB, 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 or ABCD, ABCD over and over again. We don't want that. We want links to move in one direction, okay? We want the bottom layer to have no backlinks because it's the bottom layer, but we want it to point at links that point at links that point at links that point at links. And that's what we created here. That way we can decide it however we want. I can put in the top 10 domains, the ones at the top. I can put in the remaining 152 down here and hit go. And these 152 will study all the page names. We're expanding that also for browser title and looking for the phrase matching. And we're even doing it by identifying keywords and telling it match these terms. All right, it's cool. So that'll be finished in another day. But what's going to do is allow these 152 to create the links that randomly match up here based on just the way the wording works, right? So it will be more or less random connections where some of that will cross, some of that will not, but it will not be reciprocal. If bots land on any of those links and start their journey, they cannot come back. No reciprocity, which is what we want. We want links moving in one direction, okay? Can you do reciprocity when it makes sense? Yes, when your links do not show up for the same keywords. If we've got car accident attorney in this city, car accident attorney in this other city over here, kind of far away, maybe in another state, they can say if you're looking for a partner, or even if they're in different counties, right? If it's pretty clear to Google that there's a reason for that, because somebody would have to drive like 50 miles to get there, right? That's too much for most people, and there's no real need. There's good enough accident attorneys in every city that you wouldn't take that drive usually, okay? So, exactly. So you can kind of mention each other as, you know, references nearby, that kind of thing, or references a little further out. You don't just do a random one. Hey, if you're looking for one in Denver and you're in San Diego, why would somebody be looking for one in Denver, per se, right? The other way to go, of course, is make your websites for the entire nation and sort of mix and match the pages you're generating onto those websites in such a way that you can still get what you want out of it. Like I mixed and matched 4 kinds of links. Links that say attorney, links that say lawyer. I can keep going. I can do it with vehicle. I can do it with personal injury. But I can put in any number of domains up here and any number down here, and these will backlink to those. Actually, it's the other way around. They built it the other way around. So I'll put my 152 in here and my 10 down here, and it'll backlink to those. And then what can I do with 152? I can start doing stacks of like 10 and 10. I can take the 10 at the bottom and point them to the 10 right above it, and then move those up and put in 10 more. And that way I can do the next batch and then move those up and do 10 more, and therefore do the next batch. So I'll do a few batches like that, and I am allowing stacks of domains to have increasing authority along the way up so that these can compete at the keyword 15 level, while these are competing more at the 20 level, these more at the 25, these at the 30, these at the 35, these at the 40. See? So you can weave, the bots can go up like this, but they'll never go like that. Okay? That is the way we set this up. So I don't know about you, but that is it. That's the power. So again, how do you rank for the keyword? You write a page about the keyword onto lots of sites. That's going to be a different page every single time. Make sure you use the keywords that you care about in there, and it can be variations of those keywords because it's cool. They're related pages. You're trying to point at another page that doesn't repeat the same topic so fully, but talks about it in a different way. Google should see that there's additional value through clicking on that link and going there. Somebody reading this wants to keep reading about whatever that is. It clicks, it's related. It's probably a deeper page on the website, not just the home page. And it's the right idea. Okay? So there you go. So yeah, when you do that, then we just knit these together on the way up. And that's the other piece that I was just telling you, right? We go through these 3 parts to make sure we do it right. Interlinking for creating links within the domain, its own paragraphs to its own pages. And then hyperlinking for any links that we happen to have that go somewhere that are off the website. And then finally, cross-linking. And this is where we create the layers of links that Google says, there you go. That's how you win the keyword difficulty. And that's exactly it. That's how you win the keyword difficulty. So again, how many websites do you need? Depends on the keyword difficulty, right? And so when you start low, like lower keyword difficulty, like 14, you might need 21 websites, right? By the time you get up to 41, you might need 60, right? And so you decide if it's worth it to you. Do you care? Do you need to get 60 websites just to get a volume of 28 to achieve it? You may not care. You know what you decide? How high the keyword difficulty goes before the volume kind of tapers off at that point and doesn't go any higher, okay? Then what you do is take that next step up to really lock it in and make it hard for other people to catch you. Okay, I think that's clear. And I think you get the point. It's powerful. This is the way we can attack all these keywords across all these sites smartly to benefit everyone. And that's why we're doing that nationwide pool. So if you want to get into that, like I say, go to Decrypt My Leads, claim this position, okay? Select accident attorneys and choose yourself a county that's at least, we say 1 million people, okay? There's like a couple that are slightly below it, you know, that are still free. So if you want to come down to 3,000, say, you can do that. 3,000 is fine because it's already helpful. We have to produce a whole lot of content. It will cost a lot of money. But as you guys keep adding in, we can keep doing more, which allows us to get through the higher and higher keyword difficulty levels on the way up. But the total number of keywords that we found for any one of these topics is some crazy thing like 800 amazing keywords to go ranking for that are within reach, within pretty easy reach. All we have to do is do what we're doing. Take those 800 keywords and produce about 100 variations of each. In some cases less, some cases more. But if we do that, it's a lot of content. It's 80,000 pages spread across the entire thing. That's what makes it a lot of work, okay? And a lot of expense. But is it worth it? Oh, God, yeah. Do you know how much money can come off of being multiple results on those front pages? When people land on the website and it pops up, the nice pop-up that says, if you've ever been injured in a car accident in the last 2 to 5 years and you had medical expenses and you had insurance you know, you weren't compensated fully, or you don't even need to say that. You just say, and you haven't been turned down by a lawyer for your case, give us a call and we'll see if you're a fit for our program. You know, it's a free call, right? Phone number's right there. May as well call it. Okay, it's inviting. It's suggesting. Give us a call if you had an issue. Because there's a lot of money you can still win that you should have already been able to get paid, but the insurance company didn't want to pay you. Happens a lot, right? So anyway, that gives them reason to call. That's it. They're calling phone numbers that were assigned to us that go into lead networks where the dispatchers on the other end go put them through a nice little checklist, make sure that it makes sense to pass them on to a firm who can contact them and say, yes, we're available. We'd like to talk to you about your case, right? So we get paid on all those decent leads that get through some chunk of the checklist. If they get through a little bit, we get paid some. If they get through more, we get paid more. If they get through all of it, we get paid the most. That's our incentive to keep improving how we get people who qualify, right? But if we try to tighten it up too hard, we could scare them off. So the incentive is based right. It's really, really smart. Lead networks that are doing things right are impressive. So anyway, all that's done. So there's money getting paid off of those leads, which is like anything from $50 to $500 a call. And the way we're setting this up, we're aiming for multiple spots on keywords like 800 that have at least 100 hits a month, at least. So theoretically, if we could be all top 10 spots times all the 800 keywords, it's 800 times, like, what is the average number of calls? Some are like 14,000 calls, so it's impossible to say. But I don't know, if you said 800 times, I don't know, 800, like an average 640,000? Geez, if we only get 64,000, like 10% of that in a month, right? The amount of money that comes off of this is unreal, okay? So yeah, that's why we're offering this out. That's why participation is $3,000 and up for a nationwide pool piece. But if you do it, then you're in on that, okay? And those of you who are watching the video right now, we've got a buy one, get one free. If you do this, then we also add in addiction recovery. Addiction recovery is like drug or alcohol abuse recovery from a rehab, where somebody checks into a paid rehab. And same kind of thing applies, except it's pretty simple. It's just cut and dried. If the guy comes into the rehab, checks in, starts paying, then the cut is nice. It's a large cut. But since this is also a huge market with lots and lots of people walking in, we've got phone numbers assigned to us by the lead networks, right? So the more we capture the keywords that relate to that industry, they also pay out amounts like 50 to 500, depending on the situation. But having said that, like some people check in as an outpatient, some people check in for long-term care and so on. And then the question is like, how's their credit and whatever else. Anyway, there you go. So hopping in is a really, really good idea because you can earn from two parallel industries for the next year that are just really on their way up. All right. So you help us raise the funds to drive the content across all these websites, and you are in for your share of the profits based on the total amount you have in vis-a-vis the next guy. Okay. When you join, just come in through Accident Attorneys. Okay. You'll have inside your dashboard, you'll see that you have that position, and it'll be labeled whatever it is, like Marion, Indiana. If you came for $3,000, you can go higher. Again, it's you versus everyone else in the pot. Do you want to have more control in the pot? You can do that. You can do this and therefore get a much bigger share of the pie because you've got the equivalent of basically 3 shares single-handedly. Okay, even 3 and 3.3 shares single-handedly. Okay? This is crazy. So we'll go in there and remodel it and mark it as the nationwide pool if you're buying now. Because we're putting this out. We want everyone doing it. Those who already got in on counties, they're in on counties, and they can stay there if they want, or they can upgrade into the nationwide pool. But it's cheap to get in and get going at this point. It's huge. But the guys who do upgrade, they get to bring all their dollars with them from their current county. All of that counts towards their share of the pie. Okay? If you're just starting, then you're developing your share of the pie right now too. But there you go. Get in and get going. Just claim the position, go through the motions. It's going to ask you to register. If you have not registered, register. If you already have an account, you can go there and then you can sign in as a position holder. And then you've got your dashboard. You'll see your positions, whatever they are. And the new ones that you started to get are in there. You can go ahead and complete them. Okay? And that way you've got them. You can get more than one, you know. And And that's really where we're directing everyone right now. The accident attorney, we just say, go in there and do that. We'll gift you the alcohol drug abuse. We mark these that way as like paid and gifted. And that's just so we can keep track on our end of what we're doing. And that's good for you. And aside from that, yeah, payments will start soon. You're adding your PayPal account. Payments are out through PayPal. If there's some other reason that you need to get paid a different way, that's okay. Just arrange with us. We'll figure it out. We'll make that more sophisticated, the payout, as we get further into this game. We just kind of got up and going. But now that our tools are so incredibly hot, like I said, that one piece, we just built it. The one where we do this now, the layered backlinking, tiered backlinking, where we do this so smartly on the way up for the keywords used in different contexts for different pages. Isn't that nuts? Yeah, it's great. Okay, this is a heck of a ride, and we can take over in this market. We have all the tools we need. So hop aboard, come on, and get going. You're going to love the ride. Best passive investment ever. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to find domain names. We've got it. We know what we're doing. Just step to the side and let us push our way through. And that's the best thing. All right. Hope you like that. Take care.